Weaver's a guy that when he shows up, he's going to be one of the ones that you got to look at. Teddy Weaver, former winner here at the World Cup, and Sean Calabrese.
How about this? Teddy Weaver is your back-to-back winner in 22 and 23. He was also the #1 qualifier both years. So keep an eye here on Teddy and the stick-shift Mustang. That's right, stick-shift machine there on the right side of the racetrack. Sean Calabrese will sit to his left.
Sean had, again, that Orlando, Florida 2000 Pontiac Firebird. LS1 excitement, and Nicholas and Declan Calabrese, his co-crew chiefs. So I'll tell you, if Teddy Weaver can get a hold of this racetrack, I'm telling you, he may go to the #1 spot, possibly for the 3rd consecutive year.
Yeah, 9:22 with a 3 for the last season. We'll see what it looks like here on this run. He has a wheels up start, plants it down, and he is on his way. Top of the racetrack here, Teddy Weaver, 9:40 with a 7 with a 9:53.7 here for the respective pair. Not a bad lap there with 40 with a 7 in these conditions. Let's see, air right now is looking around 1,500 feet or so. Water grains, 78, not hateful. As next pair coming up, pair of domestics. Dan Rice here on the right side, Joe Conway in the left. Another pair of all-motor machines. Conway, I believe, is a stick-shift car on the left side.
And Dan Rines out of Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, SST Performance Fuel Tech, and Booz Brothers Racing helping him out. Of course, Dan, he knows this racetrack very well, has ran here in the former NMRA series. Again, if you have to do a tutor card swap, make sure you have it out of the sleeve before you see Jason. Again, if you have to do a tutor card swap, make sure it's out of the sleeve before you see Jason. As Dan very close to that center line, but bringing it back. And top end of the racetrack for Dan, 964 and 138 to a quicker 962, 139 for Joe Conway.
And Dan has another stick shift car out there getting it done. As your next pair rolling to the water box here, import versus domestic once again. And it's going to be Damian Stevens here on the right side of the racetrack. The 89 Mustang out of Canada. Security is going to be on board. Water tap, pipeline repair services, left side. The Clutch Masters entry of Brandon Rodriguez. 93 Civic out of New Jersey. K-Series power under the hood there for the Rodriguez entry. Clutch Masters, of course, Rome Built Racing, VIP Auto Service, Drive Shaft Shop on board, Perfect Circle Engines, AC Performance, V Raceworks. Trying to be easy on them. Rated R Performance Tuning also.
Didn't he have like wheel stand of the event last year? It wasn't Chad. It was that Mustang.
It might have been Stevens.
It was. I'm pretty sure it was Damian.
Both of them bring the tires up pretty good.
Oh yeah, Chad, who was the NMRA champion in his category this year, and Damian, Castle Ontario, Canada, had the front end planted down this time. He said, "I'll show off later."
Good luck coming together here for the Stevens machine. Top of the racetrack. 9:26.7 for Damian Stevens. 141 miles an hour.
Let's go.
I said it looked good on the eyeball test. Man, I didn't think it was going to be a 26. Whoo! Damian Stevens will go to the #1 spot here in the all-motor category.
When was the last time you saw anybody outrun Teddy Weaver by almost a 1/10 and a half? Wow.
Well, it's still early.
Yeah, it's still early.
Right now, Damian Stevens going to the #1 spot here over Teddy Weaver. And Bravo Lubricants all-motor. As your next pair, well, we got one. It looks like issues firing here for Rodolfo Bargos back at the ready line. Chad Stevens sits here in the water box. There we go. Rodolfo's got her fired.
So Chad Stevens again, Castle Ontario, Canada, the 87 T-Bird. I was talking to Chad and Damian. They said they're always excited to come down here to World Cup. Not representing Canada, but representing the Ford Brigade. And they say that, and a lot of drivers say that when we come to Memorial National Raceway, that they know they're going to have a great experience. The only thing they got to worry about is just trying to get the car down the racetrack and win the race. Everything else will, the rest of it's fun. It's always fun here at MIR.
Yeah, the big battle is just getting through the weekend. You know, if you swing too hard on Thursday, you're going to struggle a little bit getting to Sunday with parts and stuff like that. I know guys that are out there that have got 3, 4, 5 motors. They're ready to rock and roll. But
motors, transmissions, rear ends. And remember, Summit Racing Equipment we had folks that needed winter nets last night. Summit Race Equipment shipped them overnight from Ohio. They're here right now.
As Rutherford Moore goes, bumper dragon action. Let's go. Chad Stevens out there. He told Fabian to shut up talking about the teammate there with a bumper drag of the year. 9:53 with a 4 there for Chad Stevens. Wow. He was cleared for takeoff, baby. Woo. Let's go. 987.4 there for Adolfo Burgos, but Chad Stevens dragging the bumper out there 300 feet.
Man, oh man. I mean, Chad goes to number 3 spot, but wow.
I'm going to turn that into a drink game. Every time you say man, oh man, got to take a sip. People's lives are in your hands, Fabian.
That's
I'm kidding.
Not a good
Kids
thing.
don't do that.
How about this matchup here? Brandon Jefferson on the left-hand side at St. Albans, New York, at 93 Honda Civic. Now, he's going to be one of the big import cars to watch here this weekend in all motor, that K24 powered engine.
Yeah, Jefferson actually run it up back at the 2022 to Teddy Weaver. He's always a strong competitor. And we'll see maybe if this weekend can be his. We can be hoisting the cup once again. Good launch here for Jefferson.
Scott Milheim's at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, get sideways out there. Going across.
Look out.
Oh, just clips the wall out there. So you see a number pop up there for Jefferson, but Jefferson goes across the racetrack and just clips the right side wall.
All right, Jerry, understand that car. All right, guys, drivers out of the car, drivers getting
started on the left lane and went right. We flew to both. Tower, left lane's DQ'd on that run. We're going to have to give right lane another shot. Copy that, I'm right now.
All right, so again, I tell you what, and Brandon Jefferson did the best he could trying to hold on to that car, but the right-hand side,
No, we can come back up. Another run.
and we're looking at it on our monitor up here on replay, and it went left and it hooked. He's hard on the brakes, and just did clip the wall on the left-hand side. Had to go into the other lane to avoid hitting him. So again, the run for Brandon Jefferson, that will not count, as he did cross the center line on his qualifying attempt. But it got out of the car fairly quicker, and there's our officials.
Lane to the 330.
So we're looking at it on our replay monitor. It's a little delayed here, but
Hey, we need the pants. We need the pants.
and it looks like something and Higgins, I'm looking at it, look like something in the right front. The right front just dropped down.
Yeah.
And I don't know if something broke in the steering or.
It has to. I mean, they're talking about the track's clean. It almost reacted like the car went almost on ice, but the track's clean. So, Fabian, that's the only other thing is something in the right front may have broke.
Jimmy, you're going to need tow truck. Oh, we're going to put it on pants. Stop.
I mean, Brandon did his best drive out of that. There's nothing he could have done. He was just kind of along for the ride at that point, I think.
So again, we have been told by MIR Chief Starter Jimmy Howard that the right-hand side, due to the run interference on that one, he will be awarded another shot here in qualifying. As again, his run was interfered with. Again, that called made by starter Jimmy, but he did a heck of a job avoiding Brandon Jefferson. He went into the other lane to avoid him, so that's good, smart heads-up driving for Milheims. And we're gonna get this cleaned up and everything cleaned up, back to racing as quickly as we can.
Our number for that one's going to rerun, so I know in the back lane.
That was so weird.
Car number 3298.
So again, folks, I'm Fabian Brown, Chris Higgins up here on almost it's Saturday, Thursday afternoon.
Earlier you said it was Friday. Today it's Saturday.
I'm just all over the place.
I've got more coffee. Do you need it?
I'm good. I'm good on coffee. I'm good, but thank you for offering.
I got my caps.
How about the caps the other night? That was pretty good.
Man,
that was great.
OVU 2 goals. I love it.
So let me ask you this. Then we'll get back to it. Does he break it this year?
You know what? I think legitimately he could. He's got 38 goals left to go.
I think if he has
37 to tie, 38 to break it, I think he could do it.
I think if he has 25 by New Year's,
he could.
He'll do it.
I'll tell you what, this Cavs team looks really good this year.
Honestly, he could have 25. He could have 25 by December. So that's how good he is. But
I've been laughing at Dylan McGrath, and dude, that dude's feisty.
Yes,
I didn't think. I didn't know how he was going to play, but
Matt Rempe and actually, that was.
He's been a couple fights this year. It's been good. We do apologize. You're going to hear Fabian and I ranting randomly once in a while. So we. The one cool thing about announcers is half the time you get what our actual thoughts are. The downside to announcers is sometimes you get what our actual thoughts are. It's a double-edged sword. So I'm going to apologize in advance. You're going to hear us say some dumb stuff this weekend.
And you're going to hear us say some dumb stuff, me say some very dumb stuff. But
and me usually ragging on you about it or insulting you somehow.
But then again...
it's all in fun, though.
It is. And like I said, it's an honor and privilege to get to work with Higgins, Caquetto, Jose up here in Race Control. And can you believe I've been in this room now 20 years?
I've been 10.
You're 10
Yeah.
here. And this is a true story. The day he got hired, let's just say I was not feeling well that day. I almost had to go out here in an ambulance. And I actually said to Jason and Royce, if we don't hire this kid, yeah, look at him now. So
just to give you a little backstory, I know some people may know or may not know. I actually started announcing. I had no experience in DJ. I had no experience in drag racing. I had zero in anything. So to this day, I still don't know why they hired me.
Yeah.
But
I don't know either. But like I said,
10 years later, actually 7 years later, doing one of the biggest import versus domestic event out there, and little known fact, I was actually supposed to be up here earlier, a couple years after I started here doing this with you, but I ended up having to leave with a job change and required me to be there on weekends.
But now but like I said, again,
you're 3 now.
Well, yeah,
for you and I
you're getting married next Saturday. Again, thank you. Kelly and I are honored and privileged that you Beth invited us to share your wedding
have you with
next
us, bud.
Saturday. So we do have a surprise for you.
Congratulations to you, by the way.
Thank you.
Recently getting engaged.
Yep. And believe it or not, this is a true story. I actually proposed at a Delmarva Shorebirds baseball game.
I believe that.
And that wasn't the original plan, but I just had the ring on me, and I just did it. And I cannot repeat what Kelly said, but yeah, I mean, so.
You need to stop setting me up, man. I turned the mic on and said, don't.
He literally said, don't set him up. And it's like, I open the door and he just bulldozes right through the door.
He gets ready with the marching band.
We're going across the mic, so tell Fabian to turn his off.
All right, so again, Frank, you want to take a shot at this last name here, Higgs?
It's either Nicator or Nicator.
Frank Nicator, Stratford, Connecticut, in the 93 Honda Civic. Coming up next, again, they're still getting all the data entered in our timing and scoring computer here. So, man, oh, man, what an interesting start to Bravo Lubricants all motor, but I'm sure Brandon Jeff, again, not sure exactly what broke on the car.
Yeah, that was such a weird.
It looked like to me like we were looking at it and looking, the right front just like dropped and the car went left, like something in the steering.
The car reacted like it was running on ice out there, so whatever it was definitely a steering. But I mean, he drove it the best he could.
Oh yeah,
just kissed the wall. Definitely took the bumper off it, but I think that car will be able to get fixed. I mean, they'll have time the rest of today to go get her fixed up and figure out what happened. Brandon Jefferson, though, there just kissing the right lane wall. He was in the left lane, and tough break for that team, but they'll battle back. We'll see them, I'm sure, tomorrow going into Q2. And as we were talking about earlier, Brandon Jefferson, usually a front runner of a guy to keep an eye on in the all-motor category.
And a lot of great things coming up here at Maryland National Raceway over the next couple of weeks. We got the fall swap meet test soon. We got the foot brake feast coming up, and a couple test twos close out the year. But again, go to GoRaceMR.com, ImportVersusDomestic.com. The XDA will be here 3 times next year. The Pro Street bikes that are here, they'll be here 3 times next year, twice at Virginia, and the XDA will be returning to Rockingham.
I know you're very excited for that.
Absolutely. Very excited to head back to Rockingham. You know, Dan Van Horn and Al have done a phenomenal job with the facility, and we can't wait to go back to Rockingham there in at the end of June for the Pro Street bikes that are here. And I'll tell you what, Higgins, that the DME Racing Fall Nationals, that was one of the most exciting XDA races I have ever seen. Jason Dunning and Rodney Wilford going neck and neck for the championship again. Rodney setting the Pro Street world on its ear. How many? The record was 634. That was set by Jeremy Teasley in Virginia, August 2020. Rodney went 629. I mean, at 241 miles an hour. That was like shock. I mean, I'm not surprised that Rodney did it, but just surprised by that fact it happened. And then Destiny Spurlock picking up her first win at the 3 straight finals. She broke the ET record, but 3 times in one weekend.
Shoo.
Yeah, picking up her first win, taking out David Fondana in the final, and that performance, that moved her up to second place in a second place finish in the points, and she missed a race this year.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and like I said, the Pro Street guys back there, some of the best in the world at what they do. You go to xdaracing.com, find the full event schedule for the XDA. As again, still working on, they're getting just about got Brandon Jefferson off the racetrack down there. They're finishing the cleanup, and we will get back to it.
Yeah, we won't have too far. We'll have to get him off. They'll probably take him back to the trailer real quick. We'll be able to get back live here with Bravo Lubricants All Motor here momentarily. So, Fabian, I know earlier you were talking about it. I'm going to be honest with you. I was too busy talking to people. I wasn't listening. I know you were talking about ticket sales earlier and what things are looking like.
I'll tell you what, like Jason was talking about earlier, if you know anybody that's on the way or coming and they have not bought their tickets yet, get on the phone right now and tell them they need to buy their tickets now, because we are very, very close to selling out, weekend tickets. So please go to ImportVersusDomestic.com. Tell them go there now and buy their tickets now.
Yeah, what most people don't realize is Saturday last year we didn't close the gates, but after looking at the numbers, it technically was a solid. We should have closed the gate. I will give you guys that insider info. So we were right there knocking on the door, and this year, it looks like Saturday and Sunday both are on track to sell out. Oh, FloRacing gave us a commentator little thing.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I like you got. You know what?
And I'm glad they listed me first.
I'm glad they spelled my last name right.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Look, It's the little things for us, like I said.
It is not. I mean, the things that make an announcer happy are a microphone, food, and compliments.
I mean, the first two, for sure.
Food and a microphone.
Well, food.
Oh yeah, but definitely nobody knows food better.
Also, what are the things we always bring up throughout the weekend, guys? We're gonna mess names up. Please forgive us. The English language is stupid. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
If we are messing your name up, please come up and tell us. It's not intentional. We don't take it personal. Please don't take it personal. Come up. Tell us. We will do our best to correct it. We will screw it up a couple more times while we continue to work on getting it right. So you're more than welcome to swing up here and let us know.
And correct me if I'm wrong here. There's a couple of times we've been saying a racer's name wrong, and they're doing very well, and they keep telling us to say their name wrong because they apparently they're winning when we do.
Yep. So if you don't care, then that's fine too.
Yeah,
But
there you go. That'll work.
I'm just letting you guys know. I promise we're not doing it deliberately. So just let us know. We will do our best.
But real quick, again, happy birthday today, Tony Fisher, Pro Street rider, celebrating his birthday today. And also, how about Mrs. Cora Nebel celebrated her birthday yesterday?
Corey did?
Yeah, and and actually, Pete got her a very nice present. He got out of the house. Oh, man. But again, thank you, folks, coming out here to the Holiday Workup Finals for the Wisconsin today. I know Jason and all the MVP staff, it really means a lot to them to continue support of this race. 28 years. And believe it or not, when I found this out, that Royce actually was not at the very first World Cup, but it was known as the World War III Finals.
He was racing down in Florida.
Yes, he was. He was racing in Florida at the time, and if you have a FloRacing subscription, which you're watching on Flo, you can see the video where Royce was talking about that, just all the ins and outs of the World Cup finals. Again, we bring in a lot of best of the best. As we need all the four-wheelers, all the pit vehicles out of lane number 7, all the pit vehicles out of lane 7. All right, so again, a lot of great things coming up here at Mariners Raceway. The rest of this weekend, got the music on Sunday, bikini contest, final eliminations. And lots of money. The coveted World Cup Finals trophy is up for grabs, and I'm telling you, drivers say it's like they spend a year, all year getting ready for this race, and when they win it, and just to be here, a part of it is, it's great to be here. So again, thank you folks for coming out early.
One of the crazy things people don't realize, that is not a light trophy either.
No.
If you've ever held it up, you're using some muscles. These guys are out here sweating and working on cars all weekend, and then when they hoist that thing on Sunday, you're using every ounce of strength to get that thing up.
It's 30 pounds.
Awesome. That's it?
Yeah, it's just over 30 pounds.
I thought it was a little bit more than that.
It might be like 32, 33, but it's up.
It's got some weight to it.
Oh, yeah, it does.
You've been thrashing on a car all weekend, driving and stuff like that. It's awesome.
They're sending equipment back, so
Yep. We are getting close as working on getting the Jefferson machine off. We'll go back live here momentarily.
Jimmy, this is my 3-minute. All right, so again, just a couple moments here, and we'll be ready to get back to it.
It is Thursday, and Fabian is already struggling, man.
I'm done. I am done.
He's up here talking about stuff on Friday, talking about today's Saturday, grabbing a microphone to respond to something.
Oh, man.
You are struggling today,
yes,
man.
I am. Just imagine when Jose and Cacato get it. Oh, man. But, this is, like I said, the World Cup, and we look forward to this all all year long. You know, I know you do, I do, the fans do, the staff here does, and I'm telling you, it's just. And we got folks from all over the world. We have a racer here from Australia. We got Austria,
Yep.
Puerto Rico,
A lot of Puerto Rico, a lot from Cuba.
Aruba.
Yep.
So folks here from all over the country, all over the world, to be here for the World Cup Finals, import versus domestic. And again, I can tell you, we got a lot of great things coming up here 2025. Make sure you log on to GoRacingMonitor.com and stay on top of the Facebook page for all the latest news info on 2025. All right, guys, they're saying about 60 seconds. Oh, shit. Oh. Look at what they did to my thingy when it comes up. Cause I think I lost signal. Look at it. It says searching. Yeah, it says my name on it. Oh. All right, guys, they're saying less than 30 seconds.
All right, cars are getting fired back up at the ready line as we are ready to bring them around. As your next pair. No info just yet here for the right side. For the hatchback Civic.
Ready to go, Jimmy? Yeah, I'm on my way to you, bud.
Frank Nicatter here left side, making the trip down from Connecticut. K-Series power for that 93 body.
Frank Nicator on the left-hand side in the 93 Honda Civic. No information on the right-hand side. Just yet again, our tower staff, led by Miss Coretta, Miss Denise Show, Kayla doing a great job, as they always do, getting all the data entered in. I mean, they have one of the toughest jobs on race day. I mean, handling so many different things they do over there in race control. So kudos to the ladies there. There as our chief starter Jimmy Howard gets lead referee Jimmy. Again, courtesy staging is in effect. So again, courtesy staging is in effect, and that's what they're saying to the right-hand side. Again, you light your top bulb and wait for your opponent.
Just a little nerves, that's all.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's just really ready. My man rolls straight in. 88 on the light there for the right lane.
Mm-hmm. There you go, top end of the race.
Solid lap coming together, too.
938, 145 to 951 to 143. And Higgins, believe it or not, yesterday in testing, we actually had something that I've only seen very rarely here at the World Cup. We actually had a perfect light. Even though it was in testing, we had a perfect light. I bet you can't guess who it was. I'll give you 3 guesses.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of racers here. I doubt I'll get it in 3. See, I know the Norris guys weren't running yesterday.
I'll give you a hint.
Can you give me a class?
He's from Tennessee. Originally, he's from Indiana and Tennessee.
He lives in Indiana now?
No, he lives here now. He came to us from Tennessee. I believe he's originally from Indiana.
Oh, Adam?
Adam Graham, yes.
Yeah. On the
his
test run.
starter had a perfect react on a 4/10 Pro Tree.
Anyway, Jordan Costello, Billy Gibble here. Billy Gibble, another stick shift car left side of the racetrack.
Please take it.
At King George.
Just crossed the bridge.
Yep. Ooh, okay, brings it back.
Top of the racetrack, Jordan Costello, 937, 146 to a 976 at 136.90. As Jordan Costello will go to the number 2 spot, Damian Stevens still leading the way, that 926 with the 7.
Yep.
And look at that, and his mile an hour is nearly about almost 5 mile an hour slower than Jordan Costello. So that tells me Damian Stevens has plenty more left in that car. Quick ET with a lower mile an hour.
I'm going to disagree with that and say Jordan, I think, has a little bit more in the short game he's got to work with.
I'll give you that. Aaron Puglisi on the left-hand side at New York City, New York.
Jose Alvarado, right side of the racetrack. K-Series Power Civic. K-Series on the hood there for Puglisi also. And she's a tough customer. Don't sleep on her.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, two great all-motor drivers right here on the start of the line in the import world. Alvarado right side, Puglisi left side. Lights going to be down. Clean start for both.
And Alvarado having issues. He may be pulling over.
Nah, just couldn't get out of first gear.
Top end, 952 for Puglisi at 140.12 miles per hour. And also, I'm glad you just reminded me something, Higgins. First turn is closed this weekend. So the first available turn off is where the EMTs are stationed right there. They wave you into that opening. That is where that is, or you have to go all the way down to the top of the racetrack, but the shutdown here is over 3,000 feet long.
Yeah, from water box to the racetrack is just about a full mile. You'll be able to get stopped.
Oh, yeah. We've actually, and this is no joke, we actually had Clay Milliken run he went quarter mile here years ago. He pulled the chutes late and he stopped short. And that's a top fuel car going 330 miles an hour in the quarter, so.
Well, Bill Lutz a couple years ago, remember, lost the chutes.
Oh, yeah.
Used all the brakes to get stopped, but was able to get stopped.
Oh, yeah. Then we've had, remember Darren Barone, that was in a blaze of glory, with the blaze of glory in that final against Samantha Moore.
Oh, man.
But next pair, that's Sean Menavong on the right-hand side out of Monroe, North Carolina. In the 92 Honda Civic. No information on the left-hand side just yet. But again, we are still working on getting all the data.
I should know who that is.
Computer.
I recognize the car, but I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. The red light starts don't mean anything here in testing, but Manivong looking like a freight train out there.
Testing, it's qualified.
Did I say testing?
You said you did.
Okay.
Not 992 to 948 as starter as XDHC starter Mikey K shutting him down and calling for the over-the-wall gang to check the right lane.
A lot of things don't make sense about that run.
No.
The ET and the mile per hour definitely don't match up there.
Yeah, 992 at 142, so the mile an hour was there.
Looking like a freight train out there smoking under power.
Uh-oh. Jamie, you issuing a warning on this one? Okay. Reminder, racers, thank you, Joe. If you have antifreeze in your car, huge no-no. Antifreeze out, water in.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single street car, a true street car that's here. We have cars that can run on the street and do go to the street. But if you have a race purpose built vehicle, water only, please. Flush it out. This is your heads up.
You know, I just got a text from Samantha Moore that said she will be back next year. You know, had still reworking things on her program, but she will be back and ready next year to take that Work on Finals trophy home back to Brighton, Michigan. And let's go to our next pair of. I'm going to try it.
I'm going to
Ben Zarpentine.
There you go.
Out of Bloomfield,
Gold Star,
New Jersey,
Fabian.
on the 94 Volkswagen Golf.
Yeah, a little VW power here on the left side of the racetrack. It is an import, but it's a VW import. He'll sit to the left of Kenny Martinez here, the K-Series Power 95 Civic out of Orlando. W-built JPR engines, Ninja tuning, going to be all on board here for the Martinez entry. Couple parent left to go here in the Bravo Lubricants all-motor category. Top of the board still Damian Stevens right now, as see ya later there for the Zarpentine machine. Martinez decides to wait a little bit. Zarpentine top of the racetrack, going to be a solid 992.8 as Martinez looks slow on the other half, 10:26.99. So he's out of it early, probably right around the 8th mile or so.
Definitely for sure. As again, they're not racing each other today. They're racing the clock.
Yeah, I think that's just a data run for Martinez.
As Joseph Perez, left side of Pocono Summit, Pennsylvania, his 92 Honda Civic, Marsh Tuning, JBR Engines, Final Drive Racing, and Miller Engines helping him out.
Zakeem Brown in the right lane here, making the trip down from Rhode Island. 94 Honda Civic, New Edition Boatworks going to be on board here for his machine.
Didn't know there was a Bristol, Rhode Island. I know there was a Bristol, Tennessee. There's a Bristol, Pennsylvania, Bristol, Connecticut, where ESPN is, but didn't know there was a Bristol, Rhode Island.
I believe there's a Bristol in Maryland also. I
believe you're right.
There's a Scotland in Maryland. As the Zakeem Brown machine getting pushed back as starter Jimmy Howard telling him to get off my starting line, go fix your car. So tough break there. Brown will not get a run here in Q1. So the Joey Built machine heading on down. Joseph Perez through the 8th mile. And at the finish line, going to be a 9:37.2 at 140. Good lap here for Joseph Perez. That will put him, I believe, in the top 5 here. As it'll put him 3rd behind Stevens and Costello. So they'll go back, take a look at the car, get it, whatever is leaking fixed, and be ready to go for tomorrow. 24 cars have taken a time so far here in the Bravo Lubricants all-motor category for Q1. And a couple pairs still left to go. Damian Stevens is the man everybody's chasing, who sits on top of the board, 926 with a 7:141. Jordan Costello, though, with the highest mile an hour at 146, running a 937.1 there with the import. Joey Perez in 3rd spot, just running there at 937.2, 140. Your top 5 of the 940 zone, your top 16. Half a second separate them. At this point is Jamie Marsh and John Diaz going to be coming up now.
Copy that. Reminder, drivers, please stay with your cars at all times in staging lanes. Please stay with your cars at all times in staging lanes, as I believe this is our final pair of all motor. So John Diaz, J.B. Marsh, final pair of Bravo Lubricants all motor.
K-Series power in the hood here for both guys. Diaz making the trip down from New York with that 93 hatchback. Same for Marsh. Connecticut, though, for his 93 K-Series Power Civic. As Jamie Marsh getting a little antsy there, going straight into the full stage lights. As the referee will tell him to back it on up. 1 light, not 2. We have 1 light now here for the left side of John Diaz. Right side now, Marsh. Diaz goes in, waiting on Marsh. Marsh will join. Both guys rolling here. Jamie Marsh on a nice pack, top of the race. They're going to be a 9.20 at 146. 9.47.0 there for John Diaz at 143. So Marsh will go to the number 6. Diaz will go to the number 7. And I'll tell you what, 146.43, that is the second fastest mile an hour. Tells me, again, short time. If he can just work on that a little bit. And just to give you an idea, Stevens' run was 141 miles an hour to 926, and you got Marsh coming in 942 with a quicker mile an hour. But it just shows the speed that these Civics can put down.
Yes, sir. So, like I said,
your top 16 right now separated by less than half a second, Fabian.
Yep, and I'll tell you, that's just only one qualifying session, and they got at 3 more left to go, scheduled for 3 more as all motor one of this class. They'll be going in the round 1 of elimination scheduled for Saturday evening. But again, a Real Street Performance Extreme Front Wheel Drive is coming up next. And for all you folks here at the, if you're hungry, just after lunchtime, go to the Hot Rods Diner. I'm telling you, they had apple pie yesterday. Very good. And Higgins will tell you, if I tell you any food's good, it's good.
Hill Cookie Truck also, they got some, God, their empanadas. Oh.
And the Old Bay crab fries, they had steak burgers down there, chicken wings, lots of great stuff at the Hot Rods Diner today. Donna and her staff do a phenomenal job down there, and all of our
got Mike's Barbecue, I believe, in this weekend too. The Hill Cookie guys are actually opening up a restaurant.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah,
nice.
Down in Callaway.
Nice.
I am very excited. I'm like 5 minutes from there.
Oh man, and I'm like 3.5 hours, so I'm gonna make the trip.
Yeah, you can make that short drive.
Sure. But and also definitely want to give kudos to how about Gwen, Rebecca, and all the staff of the gates. Who they're usually the first faces you see when you walk in each and every morning. And I tell you, the ladies over there do a great job. Appreciate all them, and also our general manager and our CFO here at MIR, Miss Jennifer Hunt. She does a lot of stuff that you don't get to see on race day behind the scenes, and we
unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oils. 100% PAO based oil. The Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab formulated, dyno tested, track proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Welded, pumps, regulators, filters, fueling champions.
We drive tech. We drive the industry. Going beyond the limits and advancing forward. A versatile all-in-one solution. We're here for you every step of the way. And that's why you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oils. 100% PAO based oil. The Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab formulated, dyno tested, track proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
There's no other race like it in the world. The 28th Annual Haltech World Cup Finals, presented by Wiseco. And you're watching it live from Maryland International Raceway, powered by these awesome sponsors.
It is Bradley Dillon.
wow. So he's like a big handicap match.
Oh, Bradley actually is looking forward to the challenge. I was talking with him earlier, and he's like, man, I'm ready to go. I'm excited. Turn that. Fabian has turned the speaker on in the announcer booth. Okay, there we go. All right, we are rocking and rolling here. Nicole Elf, right side of the racetrack, and I believe that is going to be the JF Kelly entry out of Canada, left side. Elf making the trip from Avon, Indiana. Miss PSI, Demon Motorsports on board. 2 7-second capable cars here as they are going side by side to the corner on top of the racetrack. Nicole Elf, 821, 8083 for the Kelly machine as the top end finally, that parachute is going to bloom. So everybody going to be chasing the Kelly machine right now here with 808. And I'll tell you what, I think we're going to see multiple 7-second cars in this field in this front-wheel drive category as we get through the weekend. Carl Bygardus, right side, left side, pardon me here. The RD Turbo Production 92 Civic K-Series power under the hood. Wes Spry making the trip from Fort Mill, South Carolina. B-Series power under the hood here for Spry. The Comp 1 right side lane. Cop 1 Claunch Apex Turbos, BZE Cylinder Heads, J Hunt Racing going to be on board, and Spry I know is very excited for this weekend, and he's got 2 cars racing. He's racing in one, and I believe it was Jason Hunt's going to be racing the other one is what he was telling me earlier, and he's all smiles. He's like, I've been racing all week, and he's had a great year. He's been in 8 races, 3 finals he's been in this year. Wow. And weather has impacted all of them. So, wow. He's like, man, I need to get this done.
Time's the charm, huh? There we go, and we are cleaning green one more.
Good 60-foot here for West. Let's see what the back half looks like. Top of the race, West Spry, 791.9, already in the 7-second zone here. West Spry is going to be happy when he gets that ticket. 8070 for Carl Bygardus. West Spry has put everybody on notice, and he's not messing around, and these are not ideal conditions either. 791.9 and a $197. Got the all clear from the top of the racetrack as we're going to light the next pair up. Daniel Calderon and Edwin Rivera. Daniel Calderon, I think, is going to be a car that is actually going to be benefiting here. Switch over to the extreme front wheel drive category. He's been in a couple different categories, and it seems like he's almost been outgunned a little bit. He's the local guy out of Clinton, Maryland, right up the street. The 97 Civic here, Coors Light side of the racetrack. B-Series power under the hood for his entry. Edwin Rivera here on the tower side, making the trip down from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. B-Series power under the hood for his machine also with this 93 Civic. And I'll tell you what, Calderon has continued to get this program rolling in the right direction, and we'll see if this will help him out at all. I want to see how he does this weekend in the extreme front wheel drive class. I'm not going to lie.
Brought to you by the good folks at Real Street Performance. So again, one domestic gonna try to, you know, Brad Dillon, he's not scared of nobody. He said, you know what, he'll take on all comers. I mean, he ain't scared of nobody. He made a couple decent runs yesterday. His fans are still coming in here over there in the spectator, the camper village over there on the left-hand side. But here we are, Daniel Calderon and Edwin Rivera.
Rivera's going to lead first. 151 on the short time for both sides of the racetrack. Good laps coming together. They get through the gears. No issues for Rivera. Top end here for Calderon. 817 with a 2. 187. They're going to be very happy with that lap. Only a 10:06 here for Rivera, but it looks like in that 3rd to 4th shift, wasn't able to get to that next gear. Aborts the run. As we wait for the all clear. Yep, sounds like a maybe. Sounds like maybe some water out there calling for the rotator. Nothing serious. Well.
And they have just called for cleanup on the racetrack, so we are going to be down here while the MIR and MVP officials take care of this.
It shouldn't be very long. It sounds like just water out there, so quick broom and drag. We should be rocking and rolling here. So they're going to go and get all 3 machines out there, the rotator and both static drags, to get this cleaned up as quick as we can. Should not take very long. Wes Spry, a 791.9 and a $197 to put a statement here in qualifying for the Real Street Performance Extreme Front Wheel Drive category.
It's like it's evaporated here, Randy.
It's real light out there is what we're hearing.
All right, so again, we get cleaned up, and they're saying that just about another lap or so on the drags and rotator. We're going to get back to it here as our next pair, Kevin Ailman and Jamie Langford. Jamie Langford coming all the way from Platteville, Colorado. Long drive out, all the way out here from Colorado, and Kevin Ailman coming up from Orlando. Speaking of for our the folks in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina that had, the last few weeks had to deal with, Hurricane Milton and Helene. We send our, prayers, well wishes to all you folks out there. Hope everything turns out going to be okay. Oh, and I just got a text from Courtney Enders. That says, she, act out there with your sister. Erica's racing pro stock this weekend in Vegas. And we need drivers on the pad to suit up. Drivers on the pad suit up. So drivers on the pad suit up.
All right, cleanups complete. Tractors get parked, and we are ready to roll. So as you were saying, Kevin Ailman here, the Faster Motorsports entry. Like you said earlier, make the trip down from Orlando. Jamie, Langford here on the right lane. And on paper, this should be a good side-by-side setup here.
I think so.
We've seen one driver in the sevens already. Could we see a side-by-side 7 pair?
We could. We definitely could. Like I said, as everybody's, what a lot of folks have been doing here, they did testing yesterday. They were kind of easing into it to say, yeah, I got to make it to qualifying day. Then once I get to qualifying day, I got to, get a good spot on the ladder. Then really, throw the coals to it on race day.
I mean, with the conditions we've got right now from an air standpoint,
It's still
that
good.
West Spry pass is very impressive.
But just imagine if it
Good.
was
It's like
normal
over
World Cup
1,500 feet for World Cup. It's trash.
weather. Oh yeah, but just imagine if that was normal World Cup weather when the DA was like 300 feet.
Oh, then West probably would have just ran like a low 80. Easy.
Yeah. Sounds about right. But here we are. At Kevin Ailman, Jamie Langford.
And so we're both going to go to the pre-stage lights. One's in, Langford waiting on Ailman. He's in. Line's going to be down. Not a great 60-foot there for Langford, but Ailman, though, can't get to the next gear, and he's going to pull over. Top of the racetrack here, 829.9 at 182 for Jamie Langford. A 140 60-foot for Kevin Ailman, though. I'll tell you what, he's got the 60-foot figured out. Just got to get to that next gear.
All right, so it looks like he stopped just about the 1,000, just after the 1,000 there. So we'll, or actually at the finish line. So we'll, and cars drive from what we're being told is Jason Bello out of La Plata, Maryland, just up the street. And that is 2000 Honda Civic. No information on the left-hand side just yet. As you know, all of our timing and scoring officials get everything, all the data entered in.
Rodriguez there, left side, the Triple C Racing entry.
All right, so we'll get the car pushed off there. Hey, that's one of the things I hear about Maryland National Racing, the plethora of equipment. You have, the bars on the four-wheelers that, one set up for the left, one set up for the right. They just push the car off, and then the lights in the back that tell the officials and starting out, okay, not yet, okay, now you can go. And also, you worked next to him for a few years, and Royce always steadily looking at ways to make the experience better for the fans, the officials, and the racers. Like I said, the man is always thinking.
Yes, he is.
And then again, when you've been at this for 35, 36 years to help America.
35 years this year.
Wow.
As an owner or promoter, runner of the entire facility here in some capacity.
Mm-hmm. Former NHRA national event winner back in 1989 in Montreal. Up there, and believe it or not, that was the only national event he ever entered in his life.
100% win rate,
and won. There at Montreal, you can probably go to the YouTube and see that as they're about to clear off the racetrack, and we are ready to race. And there's a signal from starter Jimmy Howard. Says, okay, guys and gals, let's go.
Real Street Performance Extreme Front Wheel Drive on deck right now. Left side of the racetrack, that's going to be Juan Rodriguez, the Triple C Racing entry. As Jason Bello, as Fabian was saying, the local man out of La Plata. And his 2000 Civic B-Series power. Is Fabian getting a little snack in.
Yeah,
what you got over there?
Energy up.
What you got?
Barbecue sandwich and potato salad.
Oh. I got coffee. So we'll see here Bello right side of the racetrack, Rodriguez in the left. As again, all drivers right now chasing West Spry, 791 with a 9 on top of the board at $197. And again, this is just a couple years removed from the first ever 7-second pass, and that was in perfect conditions. Now we got guys doing it in 85-degree weather with 100 and probably 30-degree track temp. 1,500 feet of air. Water grain's probably around 80 or so, maybe a little bit higher because this is Maryland. No cloud cover. Yeah, nothing but sunshine and blue skies here, which is gorgeous. So Bello and Rodriguez get ready to go side by side here. Look to see where they can put themselves in the field. Pre-stage beams on here for both. As Rodriguez is going to stage it first. Bello building up, bumps in. Lad's going to be down. Oh, a little driving out there for Jason Bello. Oh, doesn't get to third. And top of the racetrack at 8:49 for buck 82. So got to work on that short time a lot there for Rodriguez. That was almost very, very expensive run there for Jason Bello. Got to 2-3 and couldn't quite get to third. As your next pair going to be coming up here, the Jockey Racing entry of Andrew Fernandez. Making the trip up from Florida on 95 Honda Civic with B-Series power under the hood. And Victor Alvarez, right side of the racetrack here in the BC entry. Making the trip up from Tampa, 95 Civic, K-Series power under the hood.
You know, the owner of Bradenton Motorsports Park, right next door to the Freedom Factory, you know, he and Cletus McFarland probably hang out like all the time. So they had a lot of great programs down there in Bradenton if you're ever in the Florida area. So Victor, he says he always has fun up here. You know, when you're the boss, you can take the week off and go racing.
Yeah, he doesn't get behind the wheel as much as I know he'd like, but the Turbo Smart entry with induction performance going to be here on the right side. And I know this man is a very, very passionate man, loves racing. And I know he loves coming up here for the World Cup Finals. The energy the fans and racers all have. As we're looking to see with Fernandez and Alvarez what they can do here. As all racers chasing down Wes Spry. Good lead here for Victor Alvarez, 147 on the short time. If he can get through the gears, should be a decent pass. Top of the racetrack, Alvarez, a 797.5 at 186 miles an hour. The crew's happy. As Andrew Fernandez at 805, 186 miles an hour. They'll go to numbers 2 and 3 on the board, right behind Wes Spry. As your next pair now going to be coming up, right side of the racetrack, Michael Manley and Stephen Ali here on the right side, left side of the racetrack, pardon me. As if memory serves me correctly, Michael Manley was #1 qualifier last year.
Yep, he was.
In the Super Street category, and he went deep into the sevens, went a 775.9 on what, if memory serves me correctly, a Hail Mary run in the final qualifier.
He was. He was facing against Mike Tennant on that run as starter Mikey K shutting him down. And they're shutting them off. We got one stop down there at the far end of the racetrack. So Stephen Ali and Michael Manley both out of Vegas. We'll wait patiently to get their opportunity at the racetrack. But again, so Victor Alvarez with a stout 797, 186. We'll go again, going to the number 2 spot of Stephen Ali and Michael Manley. So Manley, could he be your third car in the sevens?
All right, all clear has been given. We are ready to rock and roll. Stephen Ali and Michael Manley.
Amen.
Ali left side there, the silverback entry of Manley, B-Series power under the hood. We We know for a fact he's a 7-second capable car, a deep 7. Ali, I believe, is a 7-second car also. At least 7-second capable. And again, conditions are very strange right now, so I don't know if we should expect to see 7s out of both. Mainly, though, I expect to see a 7 out of. Keep an eye on the right side here. The light's going to be down. That's a 1:42 short time for Ali. Keep an eye there on the orange entry. Top of the racetrack. Ali going to be a 797.9, 177 down to the mile an hour. As Michael Manley looked like struggled getting out of first gear. Couldn't get into second, just dumped the clutch and kept her down. Only a 1283, 68 miles an hour. 3 cars in the 7s already. As you look down to the water box, it's the lone domestic. Oh, no. Cleanup on the quarter mile is what we're hearing. Left side of the racetrack, so that makes sense as Ali down to the mile an hour, only 177. So we're going to go get this cleaned up, and we'll go back live here shortly.
The ET Street SS and the ET Street R, and we'll give you hot tips for choosing the right tire for your ride. Truck and Jeep owners, Mickey Thompson has a tire for any terrain from the Legend EXP up to the off-road and only box.
All right, cleanup is complete, Fabian. That means we are ready to get things back underway here with Q1 in the Extreme Front Row Drive category. And it is, as I said, imports versus domestic. One here
Singular.
in this category. And that is sitting here in the left lane. The Lone SRT, the Dodge Neon of Bradley Dillon in the Road Street Performance Extreme Front Wheel Drive category. As he will like the hides next to Cedric Billinghurst. Cedric, your right side, the 2000 Honda Civic, B-Series power under the hood, SRT4 power. They are for Bradley Dillon, the 05 Neon, and I'll tell you what, he's coming in with a chip on his shoulder to showcase and carry the flag here for the domestic category. And he's like, man, I'd love to have some domestic teammates next year, I'm not going to lie. But he's like, I'm here and I'm ready.
I mean, but he, like I say, he's willing to take on all comers. Here is Bradley Dillon.
So it's Bradley Dillon versus the world in Extreme Front Wheel Drive. Keep an eye on the Neon. Went 7s yesterday in testing. And Bradley is a very, very excited man here for Q1. Cedric Billinghurst, we know this car is capable of being in the top half of the field easily. We've had 3 cars go into the 7-second zone already. Could we see 2 more? Both drivers in. The light's going to be coming down. Clean and green. Cedric Billinghurst is going to leave first. 150 on the short time. Top of the racetrack here for Cedric. It's going to be an 8:23.4, 184. Here comes Bradley Dillon. Keep an eye on Bradley. Top of the racetrack. Dillon goes 8:04.5, 191. It was a 146 short time. I thought maybe, but he's knocking on the door of the 7s. So Bradley will go to the number 4 spot. He'll be the first car behind the 3 7-second cars. As your next pair going to be coming up here. David and Go, left side of the racetrack, and Elvis Ayala. And David last year won that big race down in Florida with the, it was the Drag Illustrator race. Was the World Series of Pro Mod?
I believe it was.
I know David last year was very, very upset with how things ended up playing out for him. He's looking forward to seeing what 2024 will bring. Elvis Ayala will sit to his right, the man from Kissimmee, Florida, 2000 Civic. As David with the 89 Rusty Wrap Civic, B-Series power under the hood for his machine. Ayala and in Go. And I'm curious to see if they can both go 7s. I know they flirted. I think David's been...
I think he's been there, but not here. But.
The line's going to be down. There goes Elvis. Here comes David. 149 short times for both.
Top end of the racetrack. 808 to an 804. Good, solid runs. They're going to check behind the Elvis Ayala car just real quick. But David will go to the number 4 spot. Elvis, number 9.
He's down almost 10 mile an hour, too. That was flirting. So David and Go will overtake Bradley Dillon there. Elvis Ayala will go to the number 9 spot. So solid laps from both drivers here. I tell you what, I'm looking at the top 10 right now. Come Saturday, and even maybe tomorrow night, I'd expect to see 7s flying.
Oh, for sure.
As next pair going to come up, Ricky Silva, left side of the racetrack competition, clutch entry, and Nelson Ailman, right side here. Out of Kissimmee, Florida, B-Series power on the hood for the Chaplin Performance Machine. Ricky Silva's a tough customer, too. I tell you what, keep an eye on him here this weekend. As Silva making the trip down from Somerset, New Jersey. CLM, Motorsports, Competition Clutch, Pro Bearing, JE Pistons, Drive Shaft Shop, B2E, part of cylinder heads, A-Sleep Race, all on board, full-time fabrication. The KLM entry here on the right lane. 4-piston Aries piston helping out here, the B-Series powered Ailman. As pre-stage beams will come on here for both. Keep an eye on these guys as they get to that 60-foot. Expect 7s potentially for the side-by-side. 141 short time for Ailman. Keep an eye on the Napa side here. Smoke coming out of Ailman, sticks in at top end, 789 for Kevin Ailman, 173. He's down on the mile an hour and still goes 789 to go to the top here. Ailman, whoo, only 173 at 789.
So, I mean, that tells me he's got plenty more ET and speed in that car, as they need Rolando Besto from Dorado, Puerto Rico in the limited street category to the tower, please. Rolando Besto out of Dorado, Puerto Rico. Need you to the tower, please. Rolando Besto, Dorado, Puerto Rico. Need you to the tower, please. Suite 101 race control.
So the KDN performance entry getting it done. As next pair coming up, Dennis Navarez, right side of the racetrack here. The 316 speed entry out of Tampa, Florida, 2000 Honda Civic. Chad Carpenter is in the left lane. Chad last year struggled in qualifying. We'll see here if it's a little bit better this weekend for him.
Of course, no problem.
So Dennis Navarez right inside of the racetrack. Chad Carpenter here in the left. As so far, 4 cars in the 7-second zone. Nelson Ailman, top of the board with the 789. .141 short time here for Navarez. Top of the racetrack, Napa Lane, 793 2 at 194. Team happy with that one also. Whew, I'll tell you what, we are raining 7s here in not ideal conditions. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to qualifying tomorrow night. Whew. Carpenter will coast it down to a 1671.2 at 80 miles an hour. As your next pair sitting in the water box.
All right.
My screen says Jason Marsh here in the left lane.
Okay.
The down south Money Team Motorsports entry. I guess Andre maybe not driving this weekend, handing the steering wheel over to Jason Marsh. Yep, Andre standing up there on the starting line. You know what? I like the thought process here. So Jason Marsh going to be driving the Andre Scott owned machine, and Andre's one of those guys, if he could just get a little bit of luck, I tell you what, man, he's going to be tough. That dude has got to get the award for the hardest working guy out there. As Joanna Gonzalez here on the right side making the trip up from Orlando, Florida. Girl power here, the 2000 K-Series powered Civic. Five cars in the 7-second zone already. A good handful in the 8.0s. So keep an eye here on Joanna and Jason Marsh. So Marsh sits patiently in the pre-stage beams as Gonzalez rolls it forward to do the same. As we're waiting to see who's going to stage it first. Gonzalez will stage first. Marsh rolls it in, rolls through the beams there for Marsh. Gonzalez with a nice little pass coming together here. Top of the racetrack here for the right side. 798.0 there for Joanna Gonzalez. And the team is stoked. Wow. 189 there for the Orlando, Florida-based machine. And tough break there. Jason Marsh rolled through the beams, will not get a time.
But that does count as he made the run, so.
He did stage the car under power. As the next pair going to be coming up here, Brianna Smeltz.
Copy that. And I was just told that was Joanna's first 7-second pass ever.
Wow.
Wow. And you know what? It's only Thursday.
Tell you what, that's a good weekend when you're starting off on the right foot. So Brianna Smeltz here. Napa Lane, K-Series Power, 92 Civic, the Joey built entry with JBR engines, Precision Turbo, JP1, CP Carilla, Marsh Tuning, and of course Blocks Racing here, Napa's side. Coors Light side of that is going to be Ryan Harmon with Double Fab, Ricky Brew Auto Sales, Harmon Service Center, Racework Innovations all on board. Keep an eye on the pair. Brianna's in. Light's going to be down. Good short time for Brianna. 1:43. Look for a 7 here if she can keep her foot in. Top of the racetrack going to be an 8:030 right there. Solid lap.
The crew
team is
stoked on that.
Stoked as she's knocking on the door of a 7-second pass. She'll go to the number 7 spot here in the field. 8:25 with the 6th there for Ryan Harmon. He'll go to number 17. That might be a career best for Brianna Smeltz, actually.
I mean, 4/10 quicker than last year. I'm telling you, Higgins. We were talking about the weather, how warm it was, but I think these guys and gals are definitely up for the challenge. As 6 cars in the 7th and a handful more knocking on the door. As here's one of them, Joe Viveros on the right-hand side at Stamford, Connecticut. His 96 Honda Civic Showtime Automotive on board.
Yeah, Viveros is another guy I would say to keep an eye on here. Again, if this car get down to the 60 foot into that 140 zone, expect to see a 7-second pass up on the board. Ismail Medina, left side of the racetrack, all the way from Utah.
Wow.
Here with the CRX B-Series power for him.
A little bit of altitude out there at North Salt Lake, Utah.
Yeah, so this may be interesting for him if he's normally racing out in that area. And I don't know if he goes down to Florida or not. But the air here is a lot better than out there in Utah. You're looking at a 5,000 feet just elevation difference.
Right.
Let alone the fact that we're at 80 feet. As both guys will go into the full stage lights here. 146 and 143. Top end of the racetrack. Pulling away is going to be Medina. 792.6 is the team happy there.
Man.
Welcome to the 7s and a 9030 here for the right side for Viveros, but a 792.6 for Utah
my.
here on the Coors Light side of the racetrack, baby. Let's go.
Well, I'll tell you what, 7 cars in the 7s, like I said, a handful more. I mean, an 808 with an 809 right now would only be good enough for 15th qualifier. This is insane.
If that's not his first ever 7, man, then that dude knows how to do it over in Utah. I'm telling you.
My goodness.
Let's go.
Here's Ozzy Jimenez, left side, St. Cloud, Florida, his 94 Honda Civic, and Edwin Lopez from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, his 97 Nissan Sentra. I mean, again, folks, it's only Thursday. We got a few more days of this, and I got a feeling we haven't seen nothing yet. As I still need Rolando Resto to the tower, please. Rolando Resto from Puerto Rico to the tower, please.
So everybody chasing the nail bin machine. A 79.4 on top of the board right now. 7 drivers already in the 7-second zone here in less than ideal conditions in the Real Street Performance Extreme front wheel drive category. As you got Nissan versus Honda here on the starting line. B-Series power in the hood there for the left side for Jimenez. As the Nissan wasting no time, Lopez already into the full stage lights. Going to build the boost, bump it in. It's going to be Jimenez as he will roll it through. As a 1:44 short time here for Jimenez. 1:39 for Lopez. Keep an eye here on the right side of the racetrack. 796 crossing the center line, taking out the 1,000-foot cone is going to be Edwin Lopez. A 1:39 short time and a 5:31 to the 8th. Keep an eye on that Nissan this weekend.
So the 8:15 for Edwin Lopez, I'm being told by MIR Chief Starter Jimmy Howard, that will not count, as he did cross the center line and take out a phone block again by rule. If you touch the center line or take out a foam block in qualifying, the run does not count. It's thrown out as if it never happened. If it happens during eliminations, you'd be disqualified during eliminations. So that 8:15 by Edwin Lopez will not count. So still need Rolando Resto to the tower, please. Rolando Resto. Not going to believe Higgins. If he didn't get towards the center, if he sticks it in the middle of the groove, he could have been the new #1 qualifier.
I'll but confirm that. I mean, that I'm telling you, keep an eye on that Nissan this weekend.
You saw the replay on our flow monitors up here that Edwin Lopez going across center line, taking out the 1,000-foot block. As we were waiting to get the all clear, get everything cleaned up from the machine, and then we'll down there we'll get back to Edgar Rivera and Paul Bowen. All right, so once we get the all clear from the safety crew and then all of our officials get everything cleaned up on the top end of the racetrack, I'm sure. And think about those foam blocks, ladies and gentlemen. As Higgins is back up on this one, they're actually held down by a magnet. There's a metal plate in the racetrack, and there's a magnet on the bottom of the block that holds the block down. It's strong enough to hold it down even when the wind's going, but it's loose enough to where if a car were to hit it, the block kind of gives way to try to not do as much damage to the race car. So
they'll still do some damage, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've seen Nitro Funny cars hit them at 300 miles an hour and destroy bodies. I mean,
Pro Mod front ends. We've seen motorcycles hit them.
Speaking of Pro Mod, how about congratulations, Freddie Scriba, the new Pro Nitrous champion over at the PDRA, local racer here. All right, so we're just waiting to get the all clear down there, and then we'll continue on. Again, Paul Bowen and Edgar Rivera are our next two.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oils. 100% PAO-based oil, the Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Welded pumps, regulators, filters, fueling champions.
We drive tech. We drive the industry. Going beyond the limits and advancing forward. A versatile all-in-one solution. We're here for you every step of the way. And that's why you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oils 100% PAO base oil. The Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab formulated, dyno tested, track proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
There's no other race like it in the world. The 28th Annual Haltech World Cup Finals, presented by Wiseco. And you're watching it live from Maryland International Raceway, powered by these awesome sponsors.
Into the mix. And there's one rolling the water box right now. I would expect nothing less than a 7 to get thrown up on the board.
Yes.
But we'll get to that here in a minute.
So Bowen on the left, Edgar Rivera. All right, guys.
So Edgar here right side that golden black Integra. Paul Bowen in the 2000 Honda Civic. As we get ready to go here, Q1, a real street performance, extreme front wheel drive, as we are winding it down here. Rivera is in, Bowen is in. 149 to 145 short. Keep an eye here on both. Top end of the racetrack, a 824 to an 820. 180 on the speed for Rivera and a 177 for Paul Bowen, as they'll go 18th and 21st in the field.
As our next pair coming up will be Yariel Vargas Lopez out of Camden, New Jersey.
Yarrell,
okay.
Yarrell Vargas Lopez.
Thank you. Yarrell Vargas Lopez.
There you go.
Camden, New Jersey on the left-hand side, and Chris Cannella out of Hartsdale, New Jersey. The Acura Integra on the right side, the Honda Civic on the left.
I'm not saying I announce a lot of the front-wheel drive guys, but I will say that there are signs.
No, I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's one of the Pre-Owned 2 machines there, left side here, the Run BC machine. So Chris Cannella, New York, H-Series under the hood for the right side. Lopez left side, K-Series under the hood. Both drivers going to be in. Both drivers going to be leaving. And 60-foot time's not great for either. Top of the racetrack here for Lopez, 821 at 189 and a 959 at 106 here for Cannella. A 157, 154 short time. The 60-foot is the most critical piece for these front-wheel drive guys. If you don't get to the 60-foot, you're not getting down the racetrack. The second biggest thing is getting through the gears. And it's got one stopped up towards the top end. So the big one is get to the 60-foot.
Yeah.
You got to get through first, second, and third. If you can get through those gears, generally, you're going to be fine. But those are the two biggest things for these machines. And they are so finicky getting to the 60-foot, too. As I am hearing cleanup in the shutdown.
All right, guys, caution's out. Clean up in the shutdown. Right, folks, the rules here at Maryland National Raceway, no one under the age of 16 is permitted past the front of the staging lane. That includes the pad and behind the water box, and from the start line, the front of the tower. No one under the age of 16 is permitted past those yellow poles in the staging lanes.
And that's with a valid driver's license or ID. If you can't prove it, you can't be up here either.
Exactly. We are going to have cleanup on the racetracks. We're going to be down here for a few minutes while the MIR and NBP officials take care of this. All right, so real quick, Higgins, we may have some first-time fans here in the grandstand this weekend. If we do, we want to say welcome to Maryland National Raceway for the 28th Annual Haltech World Cup Finals. Some folks may ask some questions as to, why we do it this way or what does this do. You don't have anybody ask? You can simply ask me. Send me an email at WCFannouncer@AOL.com, and that will come directly to me. WCFannouncer@AOL.com. You can send me an email, and we'll do the best we can to find you an answer. There's a couple things, though. I don't necessarily monitor it in real time. If you have a shout out, send me that email, and we'll do the best we can to help you on that. I'm not the complaint department. I'm not tech support. But again, you have a general question as okay, what do the three trackers do, or what are the orange blocks on the racetrack? You can simply shoot me an email, and I will get you an answer. Now, if you need assistance right away, definitely find one of our officials or security officers, and we will definitely assist you on that. So we appreciate everybody coming out to Maryland National Raceway for the 20th Annual Haltech World Cup Finals presented by Wiseco. As we're going to cut to a commercial break, and we will be right back with more.
Attention all nitrous racing and performance enthusiasts. Nitrous Outlet, Flow Supply, and 860 Performance, all proudly owned by Nitro Daves, provide a comprehensive selection of products and solutions to elevate your racing experience. Don't miss out on your chance to claim victory. Visit nitrousoutlet.com, flowsupply.com, or 860performance.com for your chance to propel your team to the winner's circle.
We got Drag Life Racing Apparel here in the house. They have some of the coolest casual apparel around. They got something for everyone, young to old, and everything in between. Drag Life has t-shirts, hoodies, fitted and adjustable hats, beanies, lanyards, sunglasses, and hundreds of different decals, including their Icon Series decal, where you can get just about any make and model car or truck, import or domestic, with this decal. Drag Life also offers full custom screen printing, decal, and embroidery service for your race team needs.
Chuck Sightseeker needed your car, please. Chuck Sightseeker needed your car.
Stop by and check them out. They've got something for everyone. Willie's Monster Shirts is a company dedicated to designing promotional products and developing events for the automotive industry in Puerto Rico and the USA. Our mission is to provide creative solutions to our customers to position their brands in the different types of industries with our products. Willie's Monster Shirts offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all of our products, backed by a lengthy customer list who give testimony. Quality, experience, and personal service has been our formula for success from the day we went in business. Visit us on the Vendor Midway at the WCF Import versus Domestic event. You can also reach us at our Facebook page.
probably would not be the bomb spot after this pair. I'll be joking, I think it's still there.
Left side of the racetrack, that is the one and only Rafael Famadia from Smithfield, Virginia. 4 cylinders of fury, of course, for the Ramy Racing entry here left side of the racetrack, JRF machine. Adams Mercado here in the right lane out of York, Pennsylvania. 91 Honda Civic, B-Series power under the hood here. Easy precision balancing, precision turbo all on board. Aries pistons, clutch masters, BC, Danny tuning. I would say just keep an eye there on the Coors Light side of the track, that left lane, Rafa Medina. If this thing hooks up, don't be shocked for it to put a number up on the board. Ailman on top, 789.4 and only 173. West Spria 791 at 197. As Mercado and Famadia will be the ones to watch now. The lights are going to be down. 146 for Famadia on the short time. Top of the racetrack, side by side, 790 with a 9, 190 and an 8057 for Adams Mercado. I believe that is a career best.
Oh, man.
At 184, he'll go number 13. Raff will go number 2.
Man, by 15 thousandths of a second, he'll go to the number 2 spot. Now, folks, here is we're going to go back into Bravo Lubricants All Motor for one car. And this
Why is that,
for
Fabian?
Scott Milheim. And the reason for that, when Brandon Jefferson spun out in the middle of the racetrack, Scott had to take evasive action and go into the other lane. And starter Jimmy Howard ruled that because Scott Milheim did not get a fair shot of the racetrack due to run interference, he was granted a rerun. So this will count as his first qualifying attempt.
So he will officially be car number 26 here for Bravo Lubricants All Motor.
All right, this is one and only All Motor. Then read down here. So if you're Scott, like I said, you're getting a fair opportunity at this. That's the main goal here at Maryland Nash Raceway. Make sure all of our racers do get a fair opportunity at the racetrack. And Scott, oh man, that thing did not leave good at all.
Not a happy race car.
Oh no, not a happy driver either, but he jumps back in a little bit, 11:08, 137 miles per hour. That'll get him at least on the qualifying order.
I mean, that car was spinning hard. So that would have been an easy 9-second pass, but he's on the board. He's on the sheet, and that's what matters.
That'll put him on the 24 spot. So again, Damon Stevens will be number 1. So again, folks, now's a great time to get, go, walk around a little bit, check out the vendor Midway, the huge vendor Midway, the WCF merchandise. Get your event shirts, hats, hoodies. Get something to eat. As we're gonna be down, have a little track maintenance right now. The officials are gonna do some scraping on the racetrack. And how about this? The first time I think I've ever seen them both side by side like this. There are 2 power scrapers. That's Gene on the front, and then that's Joe Hardy, our operations director, in the second one. So one of the very few tracks to have not one but 2 of them, and kind of helps speed up the process of when it's scraping.
Yeah, not many have 1. We have 2.
We have 2, and we have a lot of 2s of everything here.